Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Credit Plug YouTube channel where we talk about credit, credit building, credit repair, and how to acquire credit accounts. Today's episode, we're going to be talking specifically about establishing relationships with banks. So a relationship can be across various different accounts. So it could include a checking account, a savings account, 401k, IRA, car loan, mortgage. It could be a variety of these things. So when you establish these accounts with the bank, you're basically showing the bank that you're a reliable customer. And in addition to that, when you put money into a bank, you're mitigating the risk for the bank that you'll default on any of your loans. So banks feel more safe and secure when you have multiple, you have a good amount in your checking account, or you have a good amount of savings, or you have your retirement funds through their accounts. If you have a mortgage, that sort of signals that you're looking for a long-term relationship. One of the strategies that we use in this program with establishing relationships is just that, bringing money to the bank. Not a lot of money, it could be 100, 200, however much you can afford. The money's still yours, but it's all about just establishing a relationship and mitigating the perceived risk from the bank's perspective on how well of a customer you're going to be, because banks ultimately, they don't want to lose money. Our approach specifically targets bank products that unsecure. So for those of you who don't know what a secured card is, a secured card is a credit card that is established under your name. You have to put down a deposit. That deposit is locked. Can't withdraw it until you close the account or until the account graduates. Generally, you're going to want secure cards that unsecure. In certain situations, there are secure cards that don't graduate. However, the main purpose of, or one of the main purposes of secure cards is to help you generate positive payment history and help you accumulate more data points with positive payment history. So I'm just going to run through, I have 10 examples of particular cards, and I'll give you my take on them, a little bit more information about each, and which would be right for you and your, depending on your situation. So without further ado, let's see, which one do I want to start with? All right, so here we have Open Sky. I don't know if you can see that, Open Sky. This is one of the more basic secured cards. There's no rewards, there's an annual fee, and this never graduates to an unsecured. So it'll never be unsecured, which is one of the disadvantages to this particular card. One of the advantages is that you can get this card regardless of what your credit score is. So they don't actually run a credit check. All you need is a social security number. Doesn't matter if you have a 400 credit score. As long as you have the deposit, you can get approved. So this is an option. I would say if you can't get approved for a different secure card that I'll go through, then this is an option that's for you just to have more payment history. So that's Open Sky. And now we have, this is Northwest Federal Credit Union. They have a secure card. This one I wouldn't recommend per se, because I didn't know that it didn't graduate. So, this was through trial and error. There was no annual fee. I had it for almost a year. I went in branch to see it. it can graduate, but from what I was told, that it doesn't graduate. You can apply for one of their unsecured products, but it requires a hard pull, and you'd actually close that account, lose that history to open up a new credit account. So for that reason, I don't recommend it. However, it is an option if you're looking to build a relationship, because you could get this Northwest Federal and build credit with it and then apply for an unsecured later down the road with perhaps higher probability of approval. The next one that I wanted to talk about, this is Apply Bank. They're based out of Delaware. This does have a $50 annual fee. There, again, no credit check, so any credit score. This is, I wouldn't recommend this just because there's other options, but again, this was done through trial and error. This account is actually, I've actually closed it since then, but no credit check, so kind of similar to Open Sky, but with a more expensive annual fee. Now this one here, Merrick Bank Secured. So this was actually strategic because I opened up this account. It actually does not unsecure either. However, when I opened this account, a couple days later, I got an invitation for the Merrick Double Line. So there is a way, if you want the Merrick Double Line, if you get the secured card first, then you'll receive that invitation. And you have to make sure you opt out, go to optoutprescreen.com and opt in. So this is Merrick Bank. I believe it's a $29 annual fee. I've since closed this as well. There's no rewards or anything like that. So the next one I want to talk about is actually I'll save that one for last. So this is the Harley Davidson secured card through US Bank. This card is actually still a secured card. I'm collecting data points on it now. I think I opened it a couple months ago just to see. I've always been interested. They, from other data, they said that it unsecures usually in about 7 to 9 months. So we'll see. I think I'm in month 4. So whenever I do find out, I'll definitely share that information. It's 1% cash back on all purchases. There's no annual fee. And this is a good opportunity to get a US Bank. US Bank has a lot of good products. So this is just a stepping stone, establishing that relationship, as I said. So that's the Harley Davidson. Okay, so now we're getting to the good ones. Up here we have the Capital One Platinum card. This was actually my first credit card. And it's a secure card. They start you off at about $300. I think I've had this card for about 5 years now. So it's one of my older ones, or actually not one of my, it is the oldest one. Yeah, so they start you off at 300. You can, now they have a pre-qualified website, so you'll know if you're approved. I always recommend see if you can get approved with this card first before you explore any others, because if you get this card first, then you may not have to go with like the Open Sky or the Applied Bank or Merrick Bank or anything like that. Capital One, no annual fee, although they do kind of keep you at a low limit indefinitely. I think this one's like $500, but I've been with Capital One since they were Chevy Chase. So that's the Capital One Platinum. Next up is the Amazon Store card. So this is also another card that I recently opened, secure card to establish a relationship with Amazon. I actually had a business account through Amazon, as well as there's another card with American Express, Amazon Business, American Express, and right now I'm collecting data on these Amazon accounts from data that I've gathered from other users. You know, being within the Amazon system is a benefit if you're looking to get Amazon Business lines of credit later down the road. So, you know, I'm working my way into the Amazon system and hopefully get the Amazon American Express Business as well as Amazon Business lines of credit. And as well, this card unsecures in 7 months. To an unsecured, it's only good for Amazon purchases, and there are other promotional specials. You know, I think you get a certain amount of cash back if you buy through Amazon. So that's that. I haven't really used it too much yet, but I'll share the data when that becomes available. All right, coming down to the last three, and I left these for last. So the next one I'm going to go over is the Discover It. This Discover It isn't your typical secured card. In fact, a lot of clients that I've worked with have gotten denied for this secured card multiple times. Discover generally likes to see a year's worth of history on a primary account before they extend anything to you. This card earns 2% cash back on the first $1,000, and they also do a cash back match at the end of the year. So whatever cash back you accumulated over the year, during your first year, they double it. So you'll get basically double all your cash back, which is pretty cool. No annual fee, and they actually allow you to add 5 authorized users. So that's another benefit to this, and I'll explain that in a later video. One other thing with Discover, so there are four major credit card networks, payment processing networks. There's Visa and MasterCard, which are the most common, American Express and Discover. Having an account from all of those payment networks is factored into your credit mix. So having a Discover will boost your credit if you don't already have another Discover, and there's only, Discover only has their own card. So this will help boost your credit mix. I like this card. It unsecures like clockwork. In about 7 months, they'll send you a check back in the mail, and then they usually auto increase you to about 2,000. We've seen anywhere from like 1,250 to 2,000. So it all depends on your credit score when you graduate. So that's Discover, one of my favorites. Next up, we have the Navy Federal Rewards secured card. So you have to be a member, obviously, to be able to apply. It's a minimum, I believe it's a $300 minimum secured. It generally unsecures to 2,000 automatically, anywhere from 5 months to a year, based on the data points that we've gathered from our own experiences as well as from clients. This earns 1% cash back on all purchases, and there's no annual fee. It's a really good card, especially because it's with Navy Federal, which is one of the more lenient with regard to underwriting guidelines, as well as giving generous credit limits, even for those who don't have necessarily excellent credit. Another thing with this, you can actually product change this to either a Cash Rewards, Navy Federal Amex, Go Rewards, or the Navy Federal Platinum. So this is one of the best ones, I would say, probably my second favorite secured card. And then finally, we have, where are you at? We have the TD Bank Cash Reward Secure Card. So this actually earns 3% on dining and groceries, 2% on gas, and 1% on everything else, which is pretty good for a secure card. There is a $29 annual fee that comes with it. However, once your card unsecures, they give you a prorated refund on the annual fee. So you'll get your money back. This card is my favorite because for secure cards, it has the best rewards, as well as once it unsecures, there's no annual fee. This card also allows you to add up to 25 authorized users to your account. And then another thing is this card will unsecure to the amount that you put down. And the maximum that you can put down on this is 5,000, which is actually what I did. I put 5,000 down into a savings account, got the secured card. That it boosted my credit up, and then after my eighth statement, I got my deposit back, and I got to keep the credit line. And so overall, I would say the TD Bank is the best secure card, hands down, on the market. And a lot of people don't even talk about it. So that's my take. That's all we have for today. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, take it easy.